What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the CABLETIME 15-in-1 desktop universal Type-C docking station. This thing is filled with so many features. It's kind of crazy, and I've fallen in love with it after I figured out how to stop the eating problems, which was my fault, so we don't need to talk about that. Actually, we do. It comes with a cable, and use that cable for power, and use a different cable for USB host. There you go. That's all we need to talk about in that sense. Now, it does feature triple monitor support, one DisplayPort, two HDMIs. Single monitor can go up to 8K, 30 Hertz, okay? But if you use the DisplayPort, you can do 4K, 120 Hertz. And if you're using 1080p or 1440p displays, I found out that you can do 165 just fine, which is nice, or lower, or whichever you want. I don't know why they constantly mention 4K as if it's that kind of achievement. Most people are not going to be running 4K displays anyway, as most of the world runs 1080p or less. So yeah. But again, dual monitors are able to do 4K 60 Hertz, and triple monitors are able to do 4K 60 Hertz, which is great. So again, if you want to connect 3 displays to your laptop, this is honestly the way to do it. All right, so the amount of ports that this thing has. It's got 2 HDMI ports. Again, it's HDMI 2.0 for enhanced video and audio and video quality. I don't know what that means. I mean, display ports, honestly, just superior. And the DisplayPort is capable of 8K HDR output. And again, it's DisplayPort 1.4 and supports high refresh rate and resolutions. There are 2 USB-C ports. The data transfers at 10 gigabits per second and does 1,250 megabytes per second. So that's NVMe speeds. There is one USB-A port with the same data transfer rate as the other one, which does 10 gigabits per second, again at 1,250 megabytes per second. Backwards compatibility with USB 3 and 2 devices, of course. And the SD card reader, it's a big and small one. I'm not sure really how to tell you that, but compatibility with SD, SDHC, and SDXC cards. The data transfer speeds are basically 104 megabytes per second. Okay. Next, the multi-stream transport, so MST. Benefits for Windows: MST support for triple screen output, comparison with single SST, which is single stream transport. So it has well, you know what I mean. I just said it, multi-stream transport. Great compatibility. Again, if you want triple monitors on your laptop, this is the way to do it. I've been using this for about a week now, pretty much a week, and I've not run into any issues. I did notice some really annoying things, like there's a USB-C port in the front and it's only 5 volts, or in other words 0.9 amps, which means you're slow charging your phone to oblivion. And when it's an iPhone 15 Pro Max, that's not going to cut it. So unfortunately, you're not going to be able to supercharge your devices through this, even if you have a 100-watt charger powering this thing. So that's kind of one of the problems. It has an NVMe drive into it, so if you want to, you can go portable with everything. I have it sitting in front of me right now, which is nice. So I'm going to pop the top off, and I will attempt to show you this NVMe right now. So there it is. It's covered with, of course, a thermal pad. But yeah, take a look at that. There it is, and it's held in with a toolless key. So if you want to pop it in and out pretty easily, you can do that. And I'm going to put this pad back on here because, you know, NVMe's do get pretty warm and we want the best compatibility and speeds possible. So let's keep these things cool. Now, I did do a disk transfer speed test on my laptop and it reached the full compatibility of this Gen 1 NVMe, which is nice. So there's that. That makes me happy. And I've tested a Gen 4 NVMe. It completely maxes the thing out. In other words, the 1,250 megabytes per second. So That's been fantastic. Now, the ports on it do come in handy. Again, there's also an audio and there's an audio and mic jack. It's a combo board. The audio doesn't sound that good, but I mean, if you're desperate, you could use it. If you have a USB or a Bluetooth headphone that also does wired, turn on your headphones with this. That way it will give you a little bit more power to the headphones, because I don't think it's a powered headphone jack, unfortunately, which I don't even think is a thing. If it's a thing, it's a thing. I don't know, but yeah, it has some downsides. Now, my current USB hub is a Sabrent one. It's got 4 ports and it needs power sometimes and other times it doesn't. Like if I wanted to run my new Bluetooth keyboard, this thing right here, I would need to plug in the power for the Sabrent, but, well, the CABLETIME one does not need power to be able to run this keyboard, which is very nice. Now, if you use the wrong cable to power this thing, this being the wrong cable, okay, it will cause you a lot of issues, random disconnects, and more. If you're wondering why there's a screw on there, see that guy right there? That's older than most of you probably. That's a 25-year-old screw. They found each other, and I'm not separating them. So that thing couldn't handle the full power output of my Apple block, and that was kind of disappointing. So it would make my desktop beep. Laptop was doing just fine, not with that cable, with another one in its place, the one that came with it. And honestly, it's been smooth sailing ever since. Now to wrap this up, this thing's great. It's a little bit pricey at around $129, I believe, Canadian. Currently it's on sale. You can find, I think it's 22% off or 20% off in the description. So you end up getting a good value nonetheless. This thing is made out of entirely aluminum, which is nice. So it's very well built and very well enjoyable. And it's got a power button on it. So if you want to turn it off, you can turn it off to save power. And yeah, I don't know. I'm going to do another video down the road about this, see where it still stands in about 6 months, because honestly, it's a really, really good USB dock, 15-in-1. It also has an Ethernet, and it does full gigabit, so that's also pretty cool. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, let me know in the comments. I'm doing my best again to try different things to, you know, learn how to do this properly. I learned color grading for this video, so there's that. And again, don't forget to subscribe, and I don't know, let me know what you think in the comments. You'll find everything you need to get this in the description below as well. Bye everybody. Thanks for watching. And thank you, CABLETIME, for sending me this.